This might be my favorite set I've ever shot in. This is so great. Hi, I'm Lauren. We're back with the Gratus Guru. Thanks for joining the channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. We're just creating a gratitude community, and we want to talk about passion, purpose, gratitude, all the things. I'm here with Chuck Terzian. We went to university together and we decided to reconnect and talk about pursuing your passion and doing what makes you feel good and inspiring that in everything that we do. So, Chuck, let's talk about your passion. Let's talk about what you're doing and how you got there.
So it's a meandering path that has got me to where I'm at. One of those things that I'm doing currently is I'm doing film work where I'm writing my own film, and I'd like to be a series. But I've done a lot of shooting and editing and other various things on film projects. And it's storytelling. And so that to me is a accumulation. It's the peak of my, where the paths have converged on different things that I've done. I've been a musician, I've been a poet, and I've done a lot of these different things. And all of it's communication and storytelling. And so now I've just stepped into more of a visual storytelling, and it's more planned out. But the thing that I really like about it is that while live performances, when you're doing them and when there's an audience, there's an energy that passes between everybody.
Absolutely.
And you feel it. It's visceral, it's real. But with film, you can watch it over and over again. You can, and it can reach more people because the venue is the limit of how many people you have in front of you. But with this other mechanism, a movie or a film of some sort, you can emotionally take people on a journey that can leave them affected and help them to see or grow or experience something new, and they can watch it over and over again, but you also can reach people that you on the other side of the planet that have never been at your live performance. So that's really exciting to me, but it is basically stemming from, it took me a while to realize this, after I was playing a lot of music and writing a lot of songs. I realized that it wasn't just music I was passionate about, it was communication. And how important I think this process is of communicating in whatever way, whether it's one-on-one in a conversation, whether it's through a channel or through other mechanisms. But it's just so really important, and we evolve because of communication. As a human species, this is one of the things that has really gotten me excited. If I say something to you and you agree with it, you'll be like, yeah, all right, and you'll give affirmation. You might nod your head. If I say something that you're like, I don't know about that, you'll tell me. You'll go, this could be, I think maybe it's more like this, and I'll be like, that's if both people are open and exchanging information in good faith, right? Then both of us walk away from that dialogue having our ideas that were more resonant, affirmed, and the ideas that were less resonant challenged and evolved into better ideas.
Yes.
And then we each share that with others.
Yes.
So I see that as the mechanism in which the consciousness of the human race evolved. It was through this information exchange, and you see that as we gain the ability to exchange more information, more growth and more understanding.
Yes.
Throughout time. So that's where a lot of my base passion for communication comes from, is that I'm doing the good work.
Yes.
And the good work is to become more than I was before, but to facilitate everybody becoming more than they were before. That's the basic pulse I see behind all life. It strives to be more than it was before. And so it's evolution, that kind of thing. So that's where the basis of my passion comes from, and where I want to see it grow, you know, is I want to do, I want to tell longer even stories and dig in on like these gray areas of where we're still trying to figure out, you know, especially in this tumultuous world right now, you know, what we're trying to, when is it appropriate to call someone in versus call someone out? And the difference there being calling somebody out, you're saying, you're a racist! Because they said something that was racist. Whereas, and that immediately calling them out puts them outside of your circle. They are not welcome in. And that's appropriate. People that are not open to exchanging in good faith, you need to keep them out of your space. It's unhealthy to have that kind of damaging mindset close to you. But people that you think are worth it for some reason, you know, you're emotionally connected to, you see that they are open or would be open to good faith dialogue, you call them in. And the calling in process is just asking questions. Why did you say that? What happened to you that made you think that that's appropriate?
Getting down to your reaction, right?
Getting down to the trauma usually.
The
Almost
trauma.
always trauma.
It's unhealed.
Yeah.
Unhealed trauma. Unhealed trauma is definitely like the main reason why we are not in our full potential or our full power.
Yeah. And it's also why people act like zombies in a lot of ways and causing others damage, or even carry around very limiting or unhealthy mindsets to themselves and to others. It's because something happened, or somebody gave them these reasons for why they're suffering, and they believe. Either way, it's unaddressed trauma. Is the way I put it, you know.
Yes.
And when any time anybody has a strong, super strong opinion, it's almost always that they have something that's relatively recent, even either real or perceived. See, because we can imagine and put ourselves through as these creative beings that we are. We can create worlds of positive and love in our heads and in our hearts, and we can also create worlds of torture and within ourselves. And so it's really important to manage our own self-narratives because of that, you know.
Well, and we know how important words are, right? As we were discussing earlier, you can use words to hurt someone profoundly, and you can also use words to help and to heal profoundly as well. So we have to be aware of what we're saying and change the narrative. And to speak with love and to be conscious of what we're saying to someone. Not just to always be speaking, but to say, I hear you, I am here for you, I see you.
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, and so I love that you're a storyteller. Is there a piece of advice that someone has given you, or that you would want to share with someone who's viewing this right now, that is maybe seeking their passion or not fully in tune with their purpose or their power yet? What would you want to share or to say?
So, first off, follow your excitement. Whatever it is, that's your guide. Right?
Follow your excitement.
Yeah. So it's like, if there's something you're like, well, that sounds interesting or cool, do it, right? Start getting closer to those things, whether it's a group or other people that are doing it. Even if you're not an artist, but you're like, kind of like the artist vibe, go hang out with a bunch of artists then, you know? And then next thing you know, because this is spoken word, for instance, I watched it for years. I've been a songwriter, and I've written some poetry here and there and this and that, but I watched it for years before I got the courage to actually do it, even though I was comfortable being on stage. And then I did it, and I was like, wow, okay. And then it was very empowering. And so just get close to the things that you value and that seem interesting to you. Do that. The next thing is that as you start to creatively express yourself, because we're doing that one way or the other, whether it's through communication, whether it's through drawing, whether it's through music, whatever it is, or storytelling on film, we're expressing ourselves. And in that process, this is where you have the gratitude for everything that happens to you, good or bad. You know, it's hard to actually write songs, for me personally, about the good shit. because it's good. I'm wallowing in it, and it's really lovely. I have to sit down and say, all right, I want to write a song about that feeling, and then I will. But the bad stuff is stuff I gotta get out.
Yeah.
And
bored.
but what that does when you do, you get it out. You understand it. You come to terms with it, and whatever you create becomes a mechanism for others to express their pain or feel like somebody understands where they're at.
Oh my gosh. Like when I hear Adele's Hello.
See?
It's and music, and this is such an art, and I'm so happy that you've created music, and thank you for telling stories now, but it's just in a way that people can connect.
Yeah.
You have chosen such a path to connect with so many people, and I think it's wonderful that everyone's going to get to experience your view and your light
Right the hell on.
projected out into the masses, because you have such a beautiful view, a beautiful lens, and it's not narrow, it's broad and bright, and
It didn't just happen though. It happened through all those trials and tribulations and me trying to figure it out, and then me trying going, you know what? Having a narrow view is not serving me or anyone else very well, and so you broaden the lens, and then try. It's funny. A lot of things, little things, self-programming I've come up with to help myself make it through this tumultuous world is simple, but not easy necessarily. It takes courage to look in yourself and not beat yourself up. It takes courage to say, I can be better, or I can talk to people I don't know, right? And connect with them on a general level, not even with an intention behind it. That's getting back into like the present, being present, just like not people that are probably similar to me, get kind of geeky or perceptive, often way overthink things.
yeah.
And that can paralyze you from actually acting, and that's why, like, one of the first things I said, do it, just do it, because there is not only freedom in it, but it, once you start doing it, you're like, well, I'm already doing it, whatever it is, and you don't have as much of an opportunity to paralyze yourself with your own inner self narrative that might be self-doubt. So be mindful of your self narrative. You should be the hero of your own journey in your mind. But don't believe your own bullshit either. You know what I mean? So make sure you double check yourself.
You must know when you're talking shit to yourself. You must know when you're talking the mess.
Yeah.
And change that narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's really important. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with yourself, but not harsh with yourself. It always bothers me when someone says, well, I'm just being brutally honest. I'm like, well, couldn't you not be brutal? Just be honest, right? Oh, it takes more tact. It takes more energy for them to actually figure out a way to say it that isn't crass or gruff.
But it's almost that it doesn't even take more of that, right? Like, we just need to be more aware of what we're saying.
How
we
our
need
words
to
impact.
and it's words are what make the world go around. I mean, it's whether it's learning a different language or being wherever you are, form of communication is so important. Whether it's signing, or just it's so it's a way. Communication is storytelling.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's just it. We're all sharing our stories with each other. And that's what we should be doing. That's where the healing happens. That's where the inspiration happens. That's where the magic happens. I love using that word.
Oh, the magic.
Yes, and I'm trying. That's one of the major things I'm trying to do now, whether it's with these events that I run, karaoke. I didn't know the power of karaoke, right? I was like, I didn't even like karaoke. As a singer, I was like, karaoke.
Well, you got to go to Asia because they do car karaoke. Like, we got to go to Asia for the karaoke. Wait, so you're hosting things here, and that's taught you.
It's taught me that people use karaoke as therapy.
Yes.
All right. I'm a musician and an artist. I've always been able to, not always, but for a long time, been able to express myself. And then I realized when people are singing these songs, it's helping them get through their week or release these feelings. They pick the songs that help them, that resonate with where they're feeling. And then that act of physically getting it out literally is them releasing all that and healing. And so I was like, wow, that's pretty damn magical. And then with the open mic, it's a little bit more around artists that are either comedians, poets, or sometimes magicians even, but are musicians playing their music, singing, doing their comedy, but all of them. I had this little speech I give at the beginning where I was like, what you're about to see up here is magic. It's magic, but it's not a normal kind of magic, like any kind of magic is normal. But I said, this is a special kind of magic, because if you take good quality wood and steel and you make art out of that, that is impressive. But if you take the shit that life throws at you and you turn that into art, that's alchemy. And you're transforming your existence and anybody's existence that is affected by your art. That is a different kind of magic. It's a different level of magic, and that's what all these artists do. Anybody that expresses themselves, even just somebody that communicates well.
Yes.
They're alchemists. They're able to take that stuff that comes at them and transform it into something valuable. The lead into gold.
Yes.
Metaphorically, you know. But that's powerful to me, and that's where what I'm trying to do is create space for more of that to happen. Space for magic to happen. For others, and then of course for myself as well. You know what I mean? Sometimes I focus more on others, and I'm trying to
reel in
it. Just trying to find a good balance, a lot of balance. You
Yeah.
know? And I'm doing that now more. So I'm excited about that. So.
Well, I'm promoting a movement now, the I'm With Me, and that's just about self-love. I want to promote and advance the idea, the notion that like the most important relationship and the one we should be owning up to and relating with is the relationship with ourselves. So
well, guess who you got with you at all times? Yourself.
So I'm with me. Are you with you? Are you?
I'm with me.
Yeah. So coming from the magic guru himself, Chuck Terzian, and if our friends at home that are watching this, if they want to connect with you on social media, what is your Instagram handle so that way they can follow you?
I think it's really easy. It's Chuck Terzian, both on Facebook and Instagram, and that's last name is spelled Terzian.
And I'll also put that in the comment description box down below so you can find Chuck.
Yeah.
This has been really wonderful. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you for being here.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay, so till next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, let us know your thoughts, and pursue your purpose with passion. Till next time, guys, I'm Lauren.
I'm Chuck.
And that's Chuck.